Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a tarot reading for Sagittarius. Welcome, Sagittarians and cross watchers, anyone who's drawn to this reading. So, my intentions for this reading are to accurately translate divine messages from guidance for whoever's watching. These messages that I'm translating, the hopes are that they provide guidance, support, validation for you on your journey to becoming more yourself. So, all right, I hope these messages nourish you, body, mind, and soul. Use your discernment, as this is a group reading. So as we go along, recognizing what messages are for you and what messages aren't. And just leave the ones that aren't for you for someone else, for another Sagittarius that needed to hear. So, all right, let's begin. In the past, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. This feels like a very sad time, very emotionally unfulfilling, a lack of receiving what you want. It feels in regards to love, like I don't, it feels like depression. It feels like I don't love my life. I'm not supported emotionally where I'm at. Nothing's happening for me. Feels like you might have been living for someone else or put their needs above yours. Looks like you were in this, feels like you were in this sadness, this Nine of Cups in reverse, nothing going your way for quite some time. Then you started receiving messages out of the blue. This feels internal messages, ideas, a different way of seeing things. Doesn't have to be this way. What's interesting is the ideas came in and it feels like you killed the ideas. Your negativity killed the ideas. Like, I can't do that. That feels too impossible. That's too big. I couldn't have that. That's out of my reach. Like that type of, there's this desire for change, but an inability to really act on it. There's no action. There's a lot of talking about what it is that you want, and I feel like it feels like you're dancing around what you really want. Like you can't own what it is that you really want. Feels like your defenses, you lower your defenses. Oh. Okay. It looks like you don't have, in the past here, when I'm tuning in, you don't have boundaries. There's a lack of boundaries. You're stuck. You're very unhappy. You have ideas, but not the courage of your convictions to move on them. And it feels like you're in a place like a family, either the one you've created or the family of origin where you work. It's in some type of group dynamic, maybe you in a connection, a partner, and there's no boundaries. You haven't practiced having boundaries, and the brutality, the betrayal that you've experienced because of the lack of boundaries it feels like we went from a really depressed, not happy place to it getting worse. It getting just, I didn't think it could get any worse. Instead of a long, exhaustive sadness and things not working out, to a whole other level of betrayal, of hurt, mostly because of a lack of boundaries with whoever this is. It's brutal. It's really brutal. It's very painful. Whew. So that's in your past. In present energy, we have justice in reverse. Something's unfair. Something's very out of balance. I feel like you can see this now. In this present energy, it's obvious of some type of imbalance, something that's been very unfair for a long time. Yeah, and it's releasing devil energy. It's like, okay, I now see something is really out of balance. Something that's been very unfair. I've allowed myself to be codependent, trauma bonded. I've given too much of myself. I've talked to myself. I'm drained. I'm exhausted. I'm drained from trauma bonds, toxic people, toxic connections, my own toxicity. This is big. This is major arcana. This is a core issues coming up. Seeing this very clearly. It looks like Sagittarius, it's like easy for me to say. Sag energy, it looks like there's a planning, strategizing. It's time. Here, I gotta get the hell out of here. Oh my gosh. I see this. I see this now very clearly, this injustice and the toxicity. And I've got to make plans. I've got to move. I've got to get out of here. But I feel stuck. I feel like I can't move. I'm strategizing. I can't move yet, but I'm making plans. Something has really got you in that hanged man position. The universe puts you in this position because there's something that you're unwilling or unable to see. I'm stuck. I can't move forward. You're supposed to be stuck because there's something that you need to see. It looks like you're refusing to go within. These are all major arcana, almost all. The Hermit. There's a call to be in your feminine energy, to observe, to really see the truth and clarity of what's going on. Stop trying to change people and really look and see. Stop being a part of the chaos. It looks like you're detaching from the chaos, and again, it's like change. It feels like change right now is just going to be very slow going. It's okay. It's part of the process. You're going to get where you want to go. Whatever that is, you're going to make it to your destination. It's timing. It's going to take some time. There's some instability in your environment right now, your foundation, or maybe finances, or just not feeling secure and stable where you are. Some of you are then like trying to create stability, like envisioning stability as somewhere else. And what I'm getting is just ground yourself and be present. Wow, there's a lot going on here, and it can be very confusing. And that's why ground yourself. Just whatever is happening in your environment, maybe unmatch, unmirror, and just be present. Don't try to fix it. Don't. There's something about holding your space right now. It looks like there's a lot of shifts happening in your environment because you've made some internal shifts within, some decisions, some choices that you've made, and it's shifting your exterior world. Messages from your higher self is in regards to the Ten of Swords in reverse. Second time this has come up. It's around that betrayal in the past. Letting go of the betrayal. Seeing a different level. It looks like here's another way of looking at this. In the past, you were very unhappy for a long time. And even though you got these like internal messages of change, there was a fear to take action on them. And so it created a scenario where you stayed out of fear and a lack of boundaries, and you really got betrayed. And it created and triggered abandonment issues and feeling very left out. What I'm getting is that it originated in betraying yourself by trusting your fears instead of trusting your guidance that you were receiving to get out of this situation. It's like you really stuck with it until it became so untenable, so completely unlivable that you had to leave. So your higher self is saying, let whoever betrayed you, not like let them completely off the hook, create healthy boundaries, and realize that they were kind of enacting. They were a reflection of what was going on internally, where you kept betraying yourself. You kept staying where you're unhappy. And so finally that reflection showed up outside of yourself. That betrayal. It feels like a chronic betrayal of your soul, of your desires, of what you really wanted. And so addressing that, forgiving yourself. Otherwise, there's a lack of transformation. You're not going to be able to leave the past in the past. How can you detach? How can you forgive? What does forgiveness mean to you? Feels like some of you are like, well, I've worked on this connection. I worked on this for so long. It's so hard to let something go that you put so much time and effort into. These people, whoever this is, it doesn't work. At some point it did work, or it felt like it did. It was amazing. But everything changes. That's one of the laws of this universe, is everything changes. just because at some point you experienced this amazing wishes coming true and wonderful place, wonderful connection, it's changed. You've changed. It's a different time. Can you appreciate it for what it was? That it was finite in that experience? Is there something more that you would like to create? But with different energies, not with the same people who don't want the same thing. Feels like you've been trying to evolve and transform yourself and stay exactly the same. Have your exterior completely renovate your interior, your soul, but not allow anything in your exterior to change. I think some of you are still trying to process this betrayal and what it means, what it says about you. How can you let go? How can you let go of this? How can you love yourself through this? Your challenge right now is the Empress. Your challenge is to be in your feminine energy, your ultimate feminine energy. This is the second time the Empress, yes, the second time the Empress has shown up in your reading today. In your present energy and as your challenge. I feel like it is difficult for you to be in your feminine energy, to allow people to be right where they are, to focus on what it is that you want to create and bring into this reality, to focus on what you're birthing into this reality. If you're focusing on, I feel like some of you might be doom scrolling or focusing on people who are doom scrolling, not having luck, people who are not having success right now. Focus on what you are creating for yourself, taking care of yourself, loving yourself, being in your feminine energy, cultivating this within. Let's see, what's hidden from Sagittarius right now? 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Dependency, codependency, someone who can't support themselves, doesn't know how. I don't know how. This is dependency, codependency, someone who doesn't know how to make their own way, someone who's dependent on others. I feel like this is showing up in your environment. People who really feel left out in the cold. They haven't done the foundational work. They haven't embodied their growth. They haven't really anchored in and grounded this light energy in. They've been sourcing other people's energy, dependent on others, and I feel like this has been really hidden for a long time. People who source other people's energy, source other people's creativity, their power. What's hidden is that feminine, that feminine, loving energy, emotions are coming up. It's almost like a remembering, an opening of the heart chakra. And as that happens, those who open their heart chakra, they can release the burdens of beliefs that have stayed in there, that have been blocking their view. Those who have been in this energy dependent, who have not shifted, who have not found another way of operating, it's like they're getting less and less opportunities, less and less options. There's less and less opportunities to operate in that old operating system. Nobody's wanting to connect in that old toxic way. There's a depletion of energy and resources. Nobody wants to play that game anymore. Nobody wants to be drained and used as a battery. No, people are wanting to foster connection and creativity and creating a loving environment for everybody that's empowering. That's a pretty broad brushstroke. And people are tired of being used. I'm tired of being used. I'm tired of being used for what I can do for you. I feel like what's hidden is in the general collective, an agreement. It feels like we're hitting or have hit the 51% decision that, yeah, we don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of being used. I want to embody my own power. All right. The opportunity is judgment in reverse. Yes. So there's some opportunities coming up around those who aren't waking up. Those not receiving the calling. Those not willing or able to have a death of the old self and a rebirth of the new. And what's interesting is in this crazy energy that we find ourselves in, the opportunity is you've got blessings coming your way in this crazy ass energy. You've got 9 of Cups energy. You have a lot of blessings. Feels like your willingness to walk away from what's unsatisfying on a soul level, on an emotional level, is leading you right into your 9 of Cups. It feels like there's someone coming forward relatively quickly to communicate this. Get your blessings. I'm hearing someone with a bell, like, get your blessings. Your blessings are here. A lot of like heralds. Someone heralding, someone like, I've got something for you. Wow, this message comes from someone, an authority, someone who's very clear. They might be clairvoyant. They're very clear seeing. They're very knowing. There's something about it might be a seer, an authority, someone who sees you, sees so clearly. And they're sending a message to you. They're helping you move to calmer waters. And that's part of your wish fulfillment, to move to calmer waters, to be where you belong, not having to fit in, to chip away at who you are so you can fit in. All right. Possible outcome is the Queen of Wands. This really feels like your energy here. The outcome is being in your feminine energy. Yes, being in your feminine energy, being very charismatic, being just drawing, accepting, allowing, receiving what you need. It's what you need's coming to you. There's something about your personality. There's something about you, your energy, that all of a sudden is like what someone is seeing your energy. Someone's really drawn into your energy. Do less. Be in your feminine energy. Be yourself. Cultivate what you want around you. There's something about ready to ignite. Someone seeing you, someone you're attracting, your heart's desire, something you're very passionate about, and you can be yourself. There are those around you who it feels like they're things aren't going well for them, and they're wanting to dampen and project their limitations onto you. They want to it feels like ego, like, oh, don't make that leap of faith. Aren't you worried about all the obstacles in front of you? Aren't you worried about there's doubt. It's like they throw their own doubt onto you. So I feel like you're too far. It doesn't feel like be aware of that energy and give that back. I feel like people have tried to project their limitations onto you, but there's something really big coming in for you, and the outcome looks fantastic, that you're going to receive this. It does feel, well, it's different for each of you, so I'm going to stop there. All right, that's your reading. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye.